Hey everyone, I'm just pulled into Starbucks here in Perrysburg and just heading to Fostoria, and it's been heavy on my heart to do this video and be public about the fact that about my dad. My father served in the Air Force, and this is Memorial Day. Yesterday at service at Cedar Creek Church, Tom Martin defined honor. And honor is to acknowledge and value the price that was paid for you. Most of you know, who may follow me on this Facebook feed and other social media sites, that I've written a book called Inspiration in My Shoes. You know that my father was very abusive to all of us girls, my sisters, and to my mom. And you might be questioning, why is Diana sitting here making a video about acknowledging and the value that the price that he paid? Well, okay, so my father was abusive, and I know he was sick. He definitely dealt with a lot of demons that he never dealt with, and unfortunately we were the negative recipients of that. But what I will say is, some people wonder, well, how did you do so well in the corporate world? What were some of the things that you learned? How did you learn these traits? Well, I have to say that I learned a lot of them from my father. You see, my father he was a military person, and so we learned respect. We learned about honoring authority. We learned manners. I learned how to speak to people. I learned decorum. I learned how to dress. I learned about when your welcome is over. I learned that when you speak to people, look them in the eye. I learned how to walk away with my head held high and my shoulders back. I learned body language. All of these things I learned from my dad. Although my father will say to me, you're gonna thank me one day. One day you're gonna thank me for all the things you learned. And I do want to say thank you, Dad. It's making me emotional because I feel like we all have had things in our lives that we have really deep wounds that can be healed only through Christ. And I just want to say that I'm so proud of my father for taking what he could do to give to me as I remember him on this Memorial Day. I also want to remember a lot of the other military people who have, they haven't done it perfectly in a lot of ways, some family members may say, but they served our country. And Ron Miles, who just chimed in, hi Ron, who served our country, to my Aunt Charlotte, who was a military person, who's still alive, thankfully. Ron, who's still alive, thankfully, who served in the military, to my cousin Carlos Edwards, who served. So